Welcome inside the Quiet Storm. I'm Lenny Green. We have a beautiful evening filled with all of your favorite slow jams because we are number one for R&B. But in addition to that, it is with great honor. You know, this woman is a woman of her word, and she lives up to her word in a great way. And it's a great honor to welcome back a dear friend who we've enjoyed most recently on her Lifetime show that she was on, where she played a detective. But now she is known to us as a phenomenal actress. She's a model. She's a TV personality. She's a reality star because she's on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but she's now an author on top of being a mom, on top of doing so many other things. Garcelle Beauvais, thank you, my love, for coming back inside the Quiet Storm with me tonight.
My
Appreciate it.
pleasure. I would talk to you every day if I had to. I would love it. I
You know,
love being on your
Garcelle,
I love what you do.
I love what you do. So, thank you for just making me feel good tonight. I really do appreciate it. But I thank you so much for taking out your time. I'm excited and happy for you because now we have this book that you, from what I'm hearing through people, you are really not holding back on a few things.
No, not
Love,
holding back, but that's who I am. That's who I've always been. I think, I want to be authentic. And if I am writing a book about my life, I have to really talk about it. And so I unpack a lot of things that I thought that maybe I had, put away, and then things that we need to talk about right now.
Love Me As I Am, in case you don't know the name of the book. It's an autobiography and it's Garcelle. Love Me As I Am. We love you as you are. We've always loved you as you are because your body of work, your presence, your personality has always been radiant and overwhelming. So, how can we not love you as you are? Now, what we did know, which we're about to find out, is how you are, how you have been, some of your struggles, and the thing that's getting a lot of front row coverage, so to speak. And you know this, and you've talked about this situation with so many people, the
Mhm.
Michael Jordan thing.
Oh my God.
Um,
Everybody's making it out to be way too big than
I
it
know,
was.
I know.
But those are the headlines. I was modeling at the time, and I had a shoot coming up with Essence Magazine. So I go into the magazine, I go into their offices for my fitting, and they said to me, "Tomorrow you're going to be working with Michael Jordan." Now remember, I'm 18 going on 19. There's no
Right.
Google. I wasn't really a sports fan.
Okay.
The way they said you're going to be working with Michael Jordan, I caught on that I should know who this was, and this was amazing. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. Had no idea who he was at the
Wow.
time. And so I remember when I went back to my apartment, I was talking to my mom, and my brother was in the background. And I said, so tomorrow I'm doing a shoot with Essence Magazine, and I'm working with Michael Jordan. And I just throw it out like that. And my brother in the background is going, what?
He's ecstatic.
Okay. And so we worked the next day, and he was lovely, and he was so unassuming. He walked in, he didn't walk in as a star. He walked in as this great looking, obviously successful man. And we hit it off. We hung out a few times, and that was it. And I don't regret it. People go, "Oh, is he the one that got away?" And I'm like, "No, we both know, no."
Wow. Wow. Well, I have to add something a little bit to this because I heard that there was also an invitation for you to go with him on a trip, but you said time out.
Yeah, no, I wasn't ready for all that.
Right.
You listen, a Haitian girl in a Haitian family, you don't go on a trip with anybody that you're not married to or, going out with. So
Of
my
any
mom was
nationality. Don't
here.
go.
Not
Right.
even, I don't care who you were.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Did you do the audio for it yet?
I did do the audio for it. And you know what? I really like the idea of an audio because, also being an actress or having a recognizable voice, I think it's really cool when an author can actually voice their own audible book. So
Yeah.
I love doing it. I was very emotional when I read the part in my book. I have a letter to self, and that really got me choked up because I was talking to my mom and also talking to myself.
So, without delving in and revealing too much on this particular moment about that particular moment, what was emotional about self to you? The highlighted moment that
Ooh.
got you to that level? Because I can understand how the waves come. I mean, you and your mom, obviously, great relationship. So,
Yeah, what really took me back is when I was saying my achievements and how if it wasn't for my mom, I call her my Shiro. If it wasn't for my mom giving me the wings to fly, bringing me to America, and me having these opportunities, it would never happen. And so many times we do different things in our lives, but when you add them all together in one breath,
Mhm.
that's what got to me.
We spoke about this the last time we had a chance to catch up, that a lot of families, especially families in the Caribbean, they're really strong on education. And I asked you then, were they apprehensive in you wanting to pursue this industry? And you said they were 100% supportive.
Yeah, my mother, I mean, she was not your typical island woman, which, like you said, a lot of times they're so protective. You can't leave. Education is everything. And here I was wanting to be an artist, right? I mean, that's not what we do in terms of like, you got to be a nurse or a doctor or a teacher, something that you have a net.
Yeah.
And I was going to something that I didn't have a net, but I also feel like my mom was in a way living through me, because had she had those opportunities, she would have taken it as well. So I think that's why she was able to say, go and fly and try this new thing. We may not know anything about it, but I have faith that God's got you. So you,
You selected "So Amazing" by Luther as one of the as a great song that relates to one of the chapters in the book. And which chapter would that be?
well, I mean, it could be a lot of chapters, but you know how much I love Luther, right?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
for me, that was our song for our wedding. For my wedding was so amazing. And the week before, I meet Luther himself, and he
Amazing.
also said to me, if it wasn't for Mother's Day, because we got married on Mother's Day, he would have sung at my wedding. I mean, listen,
Oh,
you could have blown me over with a feather.
so in the I can understand why. Yeah.
Yeah.
In this wonderful book that you have, "Love Me as I Am," ladies and gentlemen, is the name of her book. Please make sure you get it. I want to get into one of the chapters that stands out the most. Which one is most emotional? And aside from the one that you talk about self, which is the one that is most emotional for you as well?
I think a couple. I think my father, when I talk about my father, when I talk about raising my children, raising my boys, and I'm raising my boys in hopes that, how I put it is, I want to raise the men I wish I had married, right?
Wow. Wow.
So that being said, and nothing against the men I was married to,
No, I
because they're
understand.
all, fathers to my children, and they're all good men. Um, it was really about how I want to pay it forward with my boys. I want them to be respectful, compassionate, and honest. Honest. And I say this to my kids all the time. I said, what's the most important thing about relationships? And they can be like their relationships with their friends.
Mhm.
And they say to me, honesty. And that to me is important because, obviously I've had betrayals in my life. Um, and although those things happen to me, I still trust, I still love, I'm still compassionate. So raising my boys is really important to me, and raising them with their father, because I grew up without my dad. I only knew my mom's side of the story, and there's two sides to everything. So my regrets, and I don't have a lot of regrets because I really feel like everything happens for a reason, but I wish I had had a better relationship with my dad. I wish I had been open to him, to give him the opportunity. And I also think that some of my men issues come
Mm.
from the lack of relationship that I had with my dad, because that's supposed to be the love of your life, your first love of your life.
Correct, correct. And for women, just like for boys, our
Yeah,
mothers are. Yeah.
exactly.
And yeah, with all due respect to what you said, because my mom raised me in the way that you want to, and as you are raising your sons, there's no question in my mind that they will carry that with them. My only problem is, because I faced this, and I hope your sons don't face it, because it's a newer generation.
Yeah,
You give them all the tools and you prepare them to the next level. Will they meet that person? That person who they should ideally meet is probably the hardest challenge that they may have down the road.
I agree. I agree. And no one can control that,
No
right?
one control. That's
No one
life.
can control that. I just want them to have the tools to be great men.
She's a great woman. So of
Don't
course,
mean- not great men don't mean perfect.
I understand. No one can be.
Yeah.
And I know I know you're feeling a little bad because we got the word that it's being canceled. But I'm sorry you got there late. But those ladies did a phenomenal job. They won Emmys, NAACP Image Awards. So you were a part of a brand that was just so phenomenal. And I wish it had lasted a little longer so you can just enjoy that moment even more. Because it seems like you like You enjoy
Oh,
interviewing
that's
people,
my
and you're good.
favorite thing to do out of all the things that I do, other than being a mom. I just love that platform, and I'm so happy you said that. These women deserve credit. I mean, 8 seasons of a show in Hollywood is a feat unto itself. So I'm glad they were Emmy winning and NAACP winners also. It was phenomenal, and I'm happy that I got to go on the ride for the 2 years that I went on.
Man, I
Yeah.
can't even believe it's been 2 years. It's like I turned it on, realized that you were coming, and now it's over. So it's crazy. But there's more. There's more to come, and I know those ladies are going to go on to do greater things as well. But there's her new book is "Love Me as I Am," and it's available everywhere. But there's probably a couple of things that I've skimmed through the book, so I haven't read it cover to cover in detail yet. But I want to ask you a couple of things.
Yeah.
What is Garcelle Beauvais' favorite cuisine?
Ooh, Haitian number one,
Do you
because
cook
that feeds
Haitian
my
food?
soul. Haitian all the way. And then after that, I think being American now, I would say sushi. I would say Italian. I love food.
One would never think so. What's your favorite dessert?
Oh, my favorite. I love anything chocolate. I'm gonna go basic as Oreo cookies and milk.
Really? Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Are you would you consider yourself to be quiet and shy or fun and wild?
I'm both, honestly. I'm both. I mean, I think there are moments when I can shy, maybe not so shy, but I can be quiet sometimes and observant. But I think I'm sort of known for being bold and saying how I feel
I
to a
bet you
fault.
this okay. I bet you this is not in your book, but you don't even talk about the quality of your kiss.
The quality of my kiss.
Don't be
I
shy.
No, I'm not going to be shy. On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say 12.
Go, yo, guys, some women don't kiss these days. So I'm surprised that you even kiss. Do you enjoy the art of kissing? Because
I
it's a lost art.
love the art of kissing. I think kissing is the best foreplay. And if someone's not a great kisser, that kills it for me right then and there.
Understandable. Where
Yeah.
does your inspiration come from? And I know you speak about this in the book.
Yeah. My inspiration comes from a lot of different places. I mean, first of all, my mom, in terms of strong women, but I get inspiration from different people and different things. I think we have to be open to receiving in whatever ways it comes in. And so I try to stay open.
Well, you know what? I know you do a great job at it. Have you become a good golfer over the years?
No, I wish. I wish. I think maybe that's where I'm going to find my man. I need to pick him up. And you know what? I realize what kind of man I'm looking for. I'm looking for an alpha man with a kind heart because I'm a lot
Well,
of women, and I need a guy who can keep up.
who? Well, so that means you're very adventuresome. You love
Yeah,
hiking. You love
yeah.
bicycle. Do you skydive?
Okay, I didn't think that's what you were talking about. None of those things.
Adventurous. You want an alpha band who's adventurous.
We're going to leave it at that.
Okay, okay, okay. What's the one thing that you hope people will learn about you that they did not know about you upon reading "Take Me as I Am"? Love me as I am.
What I would love for people to take away is that I have not had a perfect life. There's been a lot of ups and downs, and I'm still pushing through. And that's what I want women or men, whoever's reading the book, is to like we still have to keep going. There's always going to be setbacks in life, and I've had a few. I've had a few.
You know, the strength of what you put forth and where you had to reach down at to pull and move forward speaks a lot. And it takes a lot to do what you just did, to actually put your life and open up your life for all of us to
Yeah,
know about who you are. And I know you are writing this book as a way of what you have just shared to be encouraging and uplifting to people. But you
absolutely.
also are revealing yourself and letting us know that you're just as real as the next person we all stand next to.
Yes, absolutely, without a doubt. I'm still a work in progress.
We are always that. And I thank you again for your time tonight. And I want everyone to make sure that you get this book, Love Me as I Am. I trust you will definitely connect with this woman beyond measure. We've connected with her professionally, but now we're going to connect with her on a different level. And I wish you continued success with this. I know it's going to be a bestseller. So
Oh, thank you so much, Lenny. I really, really appreciate your support and keep doing what you're doing.
you do the same, Garcelle. Garcelle Beauvais. Ça passe.
Ah, ma boule.